There's a few things I want to get done today. I have to finish my cardigan that's taken me like over a month. I think today's the day. And what else? I also need to finish a scarf that I've been working on since Christmas. I need to clean up this room because yarn is covering every square inch. I also started making this hood, granny square hood with like a scarf attached to it. And I'm like halfway done with the scarf and I ran out of yarn, which is annoying because I was trying to use up scrap yarn. So at some point we will be making a run to the yarn store. This is the mood for the day. Cozy, sleepy, and finishing things that we should have finished a long time ago. The first thing I want to do today is finish this freaking sweater. I started this a month ago, and I've honestly worked on it a lot, like entire days devoted to this thing. Here's what it looks like. We're almost there. This is the Danya cardigan from Lola Crochets. The pattern is insanely well written, but sometimes I look at it and I'm like, is that even English? So how this worked was like I started with this front right panel, worked the sleeve, worked the back, worked the left sleeve, and then now I'm on the front left panel and I'm almost done with that. And then I think I just have to do ribbing on the front where the buttons will connect the buttons, seam up the sides, and then I'm gonna block it. I'm not quite sure how long this will take me, but I don't think too long. I just want to wear it because it's starting to get warm and I'm scared that I'm running out of time. I highly recommend making this pattern. I feel like I've learned an immense amount of new skills just by following it. And based on what I learned from the sweater, I kind of want to make mittens. I don't know if that's going to make sense to you, like how I'm translating the sweater into mittens in my brain, but I just feel like it's too late in the year. Like, should I just save it for the fall? I don't know. If you would make mittens right now, let me know, because I feel like it'd be a really cool pattern. Another thing I want to do soon, I guess, for like the springtime is crochet something out of, is it called raffia yarn? It's like that thin, like almost paper yarn. I want to make a bag as if I need another bag. One of these days I'm going to show you how many bags I own and you're going to throw up. I'm not even talking like purses or like designer handbags. I probably have maybe 4 purses and they're like not even anything fancy. I'm not really into designer handbags, but I have like at least, it's got to be at least 30 like tote bag sized bags or like weekender travel bags. And I still feel like I want to buy more. It's so bad. I don't go anywhere. Like I don't need them. Side note, coffee makes me really jittery. My hands are shaking and quaking right now, so sorry if you can tell. Yeah, back to my bags. I am currently strongly fighting the urge to buy is it LL Bean? I think. Boat tote. I saw someone get it with just like a tiny black initial in cursive on the front, and I was like, you don't need it, you don't need it, you don't need it. Because I truly don't, but yeah, I do. The past 2 nights, I literally have slept probably a total of 5 hours, and I have no idea why. I haven't really been paying attention to what I'm doing, so 1 minute. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I think last year I got in this rut where I just wasn't making things. I feel like after work, I just like closed my computer and the last thing I wanted to do was like be in this position for any longer because it's like the same hunchback prison. But I'm really trying to challenge myself to just like make things and not get in my head about it and not be like, I hate it, that's stupid, I want to start over halfway through, and just like commit to it, finish it, and move on and just make things. I'd love to know what you guys are planning to make for the spring and summer because I'm kind of at a loss. What are we planning? Sorry, I'm counting. 5. Slip stitching is annoying. If you know, you know. So I'm gonna finish this and I'll see you in a minute. Hopefully not too long. I just blocked my sweater as you saw. It's supposed to look like. I was kind of expecting to block it after I seamed it up and everything, but she recommends doing it before all of that, so that's why it's on the ground. While that's drying, I wanted to show you the 2 other things, well, 2 other projects I wanted to finish today, and then I'll show you the sweater I'm gonna frog and steal the yarn from. I mentioned earlier this pattern is from Avery P on YouTube and TikTok. Basically, I have these 2 large granny squares, which I might have to add another row or 2 onto, but they're gonna be connected like a hood. Imagine. Yeah, definitely gonna need another row. And then there's a piece that I will connect to it that's gonna be a scarf, which right now looks like this. And my problem is that I'm running out of yarn. I have enough black yarn and I don't use that much because it's just rows of like single crochet and chains. And I have a little bit of this cream left, which I have a million skeins of, so I'm not worried. And then this blue fuzzy yarn I'm running out of, and I think I'm gonna need another skein, which is annoying because I was trying to just use yarn I had and I kind of misjudged how much I had left. So I'm gonna leave and do that in a minute, but I thought I would show this to you while it's still work in progress. We're gonna finish that today, hopefully. The other thing I wanna finish, desperately wanna finish today, is this scarf. It's kind of a waffle stitch of sorts. This is double crochet, alternating with front post double crochet. So it creates like kind of a 3D texture. I was working up 2 strands of this really skinny orange yarn with a pink mohair, which is why this looks kind of like peach. And then I ran out of pink mohair and switched to this like mustard yellow mohair. And it's like kind of hard to tell, at least in person. You can kind of read it on the camera, but it's kind of hard to tell where the transition is, and it's gonna be kind of behind me. So it's gonna end up just looking like a gradient, I think, which is what it is, I guess. It's not what I planned, but I think it'll end up fine. I just wanna finish it. I just wanna finish it so I can wear it. I wanna do maybe like this much more so that it just sits at my hips, maybe a little longer so I can wrap it. But then lastly, I thrifted this sweater, and at first I thrifted it to wear it, but then the more I looked at it, there's like some parts of it that have ripped, and I feel like even if I fix it, you're still gonna be able to tell. And it's also like kind of small on me and like cropped, and it's not my favorite fit ever, so don't be mad at me, but I'm gonna frog it. Rest in peace to this gorgeous cable. But the yarn is really soft. It's 70% alpaca and 30% acrylic, so I feel like it's worth keeping, at least for the yarn. That's a good hack if you are at the thrift store and you find a sweater that's like wool or mohair or alpaca or like a really nice fiber and it's not your size, or like maybe someone shrunk the sweater so it just looks kind of whack. Just buy it and steal the yarn. And also when I come back from the yarn store for this blue yarn, I'll finish adding buttons on that. I don't know if I said that. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to attach it with the yarn. I feel like it's not gonna fit. So I also might pick up some embroidery thread that's the color of my sweater. Thankfully, they had the yarn that I was using. And I also got some blue embroidery thread to attach the buttons later. But for now, I want to figure out the situation with this. I don't think right now this is big enough for a hood. She said in the pattern to make the granny squares 8.5 to 10 inches. And right now I'm at 8.5. I think it'll make sense to do one more row of white. The white or like off-white yarn I'm using is super soft merino from Pearl Soho. This is 100% merino wool and it's all about balance. So I'm also using this Red Heart Super Saver brushed acrylic yarn, which is actually pretty soft for acrylic. I like the little bit of texture that it has. And then this is just like a regular weight 4 yarn. I have no idea what brand it is. In case you were wondering, that's what I'm using. When I was being indecisive earlier, I did one with, actually I did a few. I tried one with blue instead of black and I wasn't loving the high contrast here, but it like completely changes the look, doesn't it? I want to know what everyone does when they crochet. Like, do you prefer complete silence? Because I feel like I just get bored. Usually I'll watch YouTube. One of my favorite types of videos to watch are Animal Crossing long play videos, because I'm a gamer girl. My grandma calls Animal Crossing a baby game, so I'm a baby gamer. I love watching those because they're long and crocheting takes forever and it's like not edited, so it feels like you're just sitting next to the person while they play. I don't know. It's comforting. Also, one of my favorite YouTubers is Cup of Jordy. She is like one of the most stylish people I've ever seen in my life, and I love her content. She inspires me not to dress like a hag, even though I still do, but she gives me hope. I don't know, I feel like I want recommendations. Like, what do you love to watch while you crochet? Please let me know. I finished seaming up the sides and weaving in some of the ends, but I didn't finish. I have to go to Pilates in like 15 minutes. So when I come back, I'm gonna put the buttons on, but I'm so obsessed with it. I love how it looks when this top one is just buttoned and it's open, or everything is buttoned except the top one and it's more of like a full sweater or shirt. Here's what the buttons will look like. When I originally saw this sweater before I bought the pattern, it reminded me of one from Sezane that I've seen like all over TikTok that's out of my budget, but I feel like this gives a similar look. I'll put a picture of it here if you don't know what I'm talking about. When I come back, buttons, I'll finish my scarf, attach it to the hood, and then I'm gonna finish my scarf really quick and frog that other sweater. I feel like I might have put too much on my to-do list today, but I think I can get through them. I really do. It might be late, but that's okay. Bye, I'm going to Pilates. I truly feel like all my hard work paid off with this. I just love it. I love the raglan. I love the collar. I like how it's not like choking me. It's kind of relaxed so you can see something underneath it. I love the buttons. I love how the sleeves are like slouchy. Success, success. Now I gotta finish this. Let's go. It's almost midnight and I look like a baby. And the scarf is taking a long time. There's literally no way I'm frogging that tonight. You should be scared right now. Look, I got a bone to pick with this thing. I feel like a fairy. I feel like a nymph. Now I like it. This video is just getting more and more chaotic. I'm gonna go to sleep, and so should you. If it's nighttime, I'll see you later.